guys, once again Alfred here. Thank you for listening and joining and watching this YouTube video again for Wakati Avenue, and I want to once again welcome you back. Anyway, it's another lovely day. It rained a bit earlier here, but I think the rain has subsided and the show must go on. Today's topic is one of my favorite because this is what what I believe really makes a person to be who he wants to be, and that's basically by tapping into your subconscious, the subconscious, and what it really can do for you, because at times a lot of other people or the society or just things that you think set you back will fail you, but your subconscious mind will not. The power of the subconscious mind is very much something that many people do not tap into. That's another big problem. Your subconscious is something that is it's a very good servant. Whatever you feed in it from the conscious into your subconscious is exactly what you'll get. Now, the problem underlining a lot of us from our childhood especially is that we are taught a lot of negative stuff. We adapt a lot of negative stuff. We put inside our subconscious consciously a lot of negative stuff, because obviously we're still young, we're very much impressionable. So what happens that the parents that we have that try and teach us things, or teachers or the schools that we go to really do not teach us how to use the abilities that we have. All they teach us to regurgitate things and just cram things so that we can do good for during our exams and all that. Now, that doesn't teach much on being creative and bringing things into creation. You know, once you're creative, it's much easier to bring things into your conscious, right? To bring things into your world, because you're obviously very much creative, and that's where the subconscious comes. It's a place where creativity is made, maybe, or I can put it that way. That's where creativity dwells at, you know. Now, schools really, no one really fails at school, and this is what I came about. Unfortunately, later on in my life, is that you don't really fail at school, because we are taught that once you fail school, then you're done with, right? In fact, schools, what they do is they fail you. You know, people who haven't done good at school most of the time, right? The school system, or the schools, even the teachers, they are the ones who have failed them. I'm not blaming them or anything. They don't know anything. They don't know. It's just that they don't know better. You know, they don't know better. They really don't know how to handle certain children, certain kids who are gifted or think differently, right? So I really don't blame these teachers or blame the schools in itself, but the schools are the ones who fail you. Why? Because right now what the schools do, they're trying to teach monkeys, right, how to swim better than fishes, and most of the time they also try to they try to teach fish, right, how to climb a tree better than a monkey, which is basically almost impossible, right? Because environment of that tree, I mean for the monkey, it's natural for the tree, right? I mean in a forest, right? Because this way they're born. The way their features, the features that they have, they were made to climb trees. That's how nature was made it to be. But it's tough for the teachers to know. Okay, this kid needs this sort of teaching. They have this sort of learning process. So it's tough because, especially here in Africa, I usually say this because we're just moving along. We just need you to pass so that you go to the next level and next level. However you pass your exams, however, it doesn't matter really. So this then afterwards it brings a lot of problems into our adult lives. Now this is where now your self or your conscious comes in, right? Where you now you're an adult. There's no more excuses. Yes, the school system has failed you. You cannot always be blaming the government. You cannot always be blaming your parents, the system, your friends. Now, what happens that, what are you doing about it, right? Your conscious, what are you doing to your conscious? What are the things that you are feeding your conscious so that your subconscious can receive it and then work on it? You can't be telling me that up to now you're still complaining about you failed school so you can't make it in life. Come on, there's no excuse. You can always develop yourself, and that's my theme. My theme basically is that self-development. Why? Because from self-development comes a whole lot of things, right? Like self-education, self-knowledge, then that develop into self-reliance. And that's where we should at least aim for, at least in our young, as we are still young adults. From self-reliance, right, it goes to self-mastery. Now that's a whole lot of that's a lifetime thing. That's your lifetime goals, where you master your life, your own life. Now once you master your life, it's much easier for someone who has mastered their life to master the world around them. They're really not wavered or bothered by the world around them, because they've mastered themselves, and thus the world around them really cannot do much damage to them, right? Unless they are the ones who really accept that they cannot do anything, right? So from self-development, what comes from that? It comes that you have to be accountable for yourself, and that's where a lot of problems start, because people are not willing to be accountable for their lives. They rather, like I say, they rather blame people, or they rather let people take over whatever they are supposed to do themselves. Like, as an adult, you have to be responsible for your life. You have to be responsible for your time, your money. All this can be, you can educate yourself on this. It's very, it's toughish, right? I won't say it's easy, right? But it's something you have to do. If you know that your weakness lies on maybe spending money incorrectly, maybe spending your time not sufficiently, right? But you continue doing it. Now there's accountability. Now people are not willing to admit that, right? What are you feeding your subconscious is as much as important as what you want to do. Now you can't be plan out things like you want to be a millionaire, you want to be a billionaire, whatever, or you want to be rich without putting that effort of educating yourself, that effort of developing yourself into the person you want to be. Like I said, at the end of it all, right, you have to come to be yourself master, your master of the self. It starts with the subconscious, what you feed. Now, as you master yourself, right? But that's later on in life, right? Your mastery is exactly what starts now. It's the journey, right? It starts with your subconscious, what you're feeding it. Being negative always, being someone who's always complaining, really, that's what you're going to get. But winners and champions, what they do is they know that the journey is tough. They know that what they're supposed to do won't be easy, but they pull up their sleeves and they do the work. Why? Because they know that at the end of the day, it's all up to them. You can't start complaining about to the government. You can't start complaining to your parents. No, as an adult, you have to be self-reliant, and self-reliant in itself means simply freedom. The power that you have now, that you've worked for, after developing yourself, after manifesting the person that you want to be, right? You become somewhat free. You find you have more freedom of time, right? You have financial freedom, right? You have plenty of energy, right? All that is a power in itself. It's freedom. Now, what do you do with that? You can still set yourself aback if you do not use that freedom correctly, because some people abuse the money that they're able to obtain. Some people abuse that freedom, the time, because now they have plenty of time, they have plenty of money. What happens is that they pedal backwards. Now, like I said, it comes down to self-mastery. Now, if you know that you're now free, you're financially free, you're financially independent, make sure you're able to master the things that weaken your development further, and that's where the mastery comes. But that's a whole journey, and that's another podcast for some time, for another time. But what I'm trying to say is that self-development starts with you, and it starts with the mind, and it can only go further as much as what you put in your subconscious, what you know, what you're willing to learn, what you feed yourself, right? Both physically and mentally. What are the things that you are teaching yourself? What are the things that you're willing to do? What are the things that you're willing to sacrifice so that you can develop yourself into the person that you want to be? Now, we have to admit to ourselves, we have to tell ourselves the truth that everyone wants to succeed in somehow, but success really does not come in a day, no 2 days, maybe for some others, but there's no such thing as an overnight success. It depends on your work that you put in. I'm still an advocate for hard work, right? Hard work always will pay, but at the same time you adapt that and you couple that with smart work, right? So smart work would be like the things I'm talking about, like developing yourself, like reading, right? Watching the YouTube videos that that will help you in your cause, feeding your subconscious, basically feeding your subconscious with the right material. Now that's smart. Then you can start doing the work, right? Working and doing what you've learned and putting the knowledge into the process, into working, right? That brings about wisdom, because now what you have learned means that what you fed your subconscious now is coming back into the conscious, and you are able to create that life that you want, create the world that you believe is good for you. Because listen, man, a lot of people think that the government will come and save them. A lot of people think Jesus will come and save them. They're waiting for Jesus. If you're going to wait, you're going to wait for another 2,000 years. A lot of people think that praying all day, going to the mosque, going to churches, just meditating all day without doing the work, you'll be able to attract what you want. It doesn't work that way. Faith without work is just faith, and it's just hope that one day something will happen. Faith has to go hand in hand with the work, with everything that you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do. If you do not know what you're supposed to do, get guidance. Get from people who you think are within the lane that you want to be. Go up to them, reach out to them, and then talk to them. Let them show you. Yes, not everyone wants to give out their secrets. Not everyone wants to help. It's true, but that's part of life. Until you find someone who's willing to help you, who's willing to guide you, who's willing to mentor you, you keep on moving, keep on making sure that you're not settling for less. Unless, like I usually say, you just want to be that average person who does that average thing, be mediocre in your life, that's fine. Everybody has that freedom to do that. But if you're someone who's really ambitious, who really wants to see change, who wants to stop complaining and doesn't want to go on complaining about this, complaining about that, complaining about politicians, if that's who you are, then you have to put in the work. Start with your mind. Start with your subconscious. The subconscious is one of the most powerful thing in the world, right? You can do almost anything with it, good or bad. It's really up to you. It starts in the mind, starts in the subconscious. Be very worried about what you feed your subconscious, because at the end of the day, what you put in is exactly what you're going to get out. Like that saying, I usually say, garbage in, garbage out. So be very, 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 very much worried about your input and your deeds. If you want to develop, you have to really want it and really do the work. Read the books, watch the videos, get self-education, right? Educate yourself in the things that you think will help you, right? Listen to the podcast that will help you. There's so much material, there's so much things that I don't even have to regurgitate what I'm saying. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. This is mostly of a reminder because it's almost end of the year, and I don't want you to get to the end of the year and then say, damn, what have I done? What is it that throughout the year have I really done for myself? What have I fed my subconscious? Because the subconscious will come back and give you what you want. But if it's not what you think you deserve, then it's really up to you. Because you might think you deserve $1 million, but at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you only get $200 or $100 or 100 T shillings. Then you're like, what's this? This is not what I signed up for. No, it's because you're not willing to do what you're supposed to do. And it's only a reminder that next time you're supposed to do better. Always developing yourself, always trying to do to be at least 1% better. And remember, it always starts with the subconscious, your mind. Feed it what you're supposed to do. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I think this has gone a bit longer than usual because this topic is a topic that I really, really like to emphasize on. But I have to take it from there. This has been your boy Alfred for Wakati Avenue. Until next time, guys, more knowledge to you. Keep on gaining that knowledge. Work on that knowledge. And peace.